everybody, and welcome to Seun On Demand. This is episode 1 of our very new series, and it's called My Very First Job in America. So I have today with me Mr. Seun Bakare, I have Mr. Judy Taylor, and I have Mr. Ekena with me here today. And the reason we're doing this, guys, is because a lot of people always think, coming to America is, the most ideal situation. When you come here, you pick gold on the floor. And literally, we're going to debunk that myth. Like, you don't come to America and pick gold on the floor. Everybody who is here has a story to tell. And we're going to start with this gentleman who are going to tell us exactly how it was for them. So, Mr. Shagun, when you first heard that you were coming to America, how did you feel? When your parents told you, your family said, Shagun, pack your bags, you're going to America. How did you feel? What was the emotion for you?
Well, I was excited, of course.
You were excited?
I was very excited. And knowing that I'll be coming here to America, I came in to study, and it was when I first got the news. Actually, let me start from when I went to get my visa. And when I was told that, congratulations, we're gonna give you a visa, and you're gonna come here. That already kind of put me over the moon.
Yeah.
And it was very exciting. It was great news, and I was definitely looking forward to getting on the flight. I wanted to leave the same day I got my visa.
I think your experience is definitely different from mine. I didn't want to leave Nigeria at all, but okay. So when you got here, what did it feel? How did it feel like? Or did you feel like, okay, it was everything that you had read, everything you saw in Coming to America? I'm assuming you watched Coming to America before coming here. Did you feel like it was everything like you had seen in Coming to America, or were there any shockers like, oh my God, this is not, I didn't see this?
Well, I think for me, there wasn't really any shocker because the image of America that I had when I was back in Nigeria, it was like, of course, the image that we see on TV.
Yes, by the media.
Beautiful place.
Absolutely.
And when I first arrived, I saw that and I experienced that.
Okay.
So I wasn't let down by anything.
Anything at all.
When I first arrived.
Okay.
I remember I actually arrived in New York. I landed in New York, JFK. And then I had to take a flight from New York airport to BWI.
That's Baltimore. Okay.
And I remember, a family friend that picked me up then, as we were driving on the BW Parkway. The road was clean. you can
imagine that from somebody who's coming to Nigeria and you come to America and you see like very wide open roads, clean, no potholes on BWI Parkway.
Exactly.
So I can imagine your
I was like, wow. And and even the cars that I was seeing, like all the cars,
they were clean.
Yeah. They all look like brand new.
No exhaust fumes. No exhaust fumes coming in.
No exhaust fumes. No traffic.
No traffic.
And it was. I was like, wow, yes, okay, I've landed.
You've landed.
I'm in America.
Yeah.
And so it was a great experience.
It was serious. All right. So on to Mr. Taylor. How did you feel when you heard that you were coming to America?
Super excited.
Really?
My goodness.
Did you want to leave the same day as well?
Yes.
Oh my God.
My thing was that I was just so tired waking up at 3 a.m. going to a liquid precinct. Lining up with everybody for a 7 a.m.
7 a.m. appointment. Oh my God.
Then I got my visa. I was so super excited. Thank God.
Yeah.
Then I said to myself, when am I going? Then one day after a week, I went out with my cousin. I was in an accident. And my grandma said, "That's it. To leave this country." Anybody that is against you or wants to be against you, they should wait till you get there.
That happens a lot, right? Like, news of people who got like a visa or green card or something to come to America, and then like days before they actually come, you hear that something really bad happened. So that's why they always say, don't share that news with anybody. And I was one of those people also. When I got to know that, I think I got to know within a week of me leaving, and it was during ASU strike at that time. So thankfully, myself and my friends were all in our homes, right? So I had to go to school, go and pack my things from there, and I didn't tell my friends. And till today, I hope you guys still don't hate me. I've made up for it over the years, but I packed my things and then, I went to Lagos and I was just, a part of me wanted to say something, but they had warned me that if you open your mouth, so I think the only person that knew then was the person I was seeing at that time. Of course, I wouldn't just disappear on him, so he was the only one that knew. Nobody else, knew. And not that I thought that my friends would do anything bad at all, but it's just one of those things. Like it's as if you say it into the atmosphere. Something catches into the atmosphere, and then a bunch of things, everything just goes wrong. All right, so Seun, how did you feel?
Yes, actually, mine is a little bit different. So actually, I was called to come and pick up my passport.
Okay.
I was living in Lagos
Yeah.
then, so I was in the bathroom. So I heard my phone ringing. So I said, okay, maybe one of my friends. So it kept ringing. So after taking my bath, so I came out. I saw my phone. Then that time, the phones as in the GSM. Yes, so we only had 090, I was saying 01.
Oh.
So this should be a landline in Lagos or something.
Yes.
It never occurred to me that they were calling me, because they said they're going to get back to me.
Yes.
So to the extent that I told the interviewer that day that if actually I'm not coming back to pick up the visa, please let me know so I can settle in Lagos, and because I had a business and all that. So when they told me, okay, when I saw the number, I picked up the phone, it started ringing again. So I picked up the phone, hello, please come up and pick up my passport. So I was trying to say, I hope there's a visa in it, or are you giving me So I said, okay. So I'm trying to dress up to wear my clothes. My phone started ringing again. I said, are you sure they want to give me my passport? Is there any problem? Why are they calling me like that? I said, okay, I'm on my way, I'm coming. I didn't drive because of the traffic.
Yeah.
I was living in Ajah after VGC. So I had to take the bike, because even on the bike, they called. I said, okay, highest you give me back my passport, I come back. So when I got there, definitely I picked up my passport with the visa inside. I was happy. I said, okay, this is time to leave. So I said, am I going to the United States, or am I going to leave, or am I going to come back to Nigeria? So I said, okay, let me go and get there first. So I didn't have to sell my things or anything. I said, okay, even if I change my mind when I get there, then I will let my cousins, or if it's something I don't like, that means I have to come back to Lagos. So when I got to the United States, and I arrived in the night. I went through Atlanta, I arrived in Dallas. Yes. So my uncle came to pick me up. That was in the night. So when he picked me up, we were driving in BC. There were a pothole. The roads were bad. So I was saying that I wanted to ask him, are you sure this is right? I know that they said welcome to the United States when we arrived at the airport, and the airport was different compared to Nigeria. So I was trying to ask him, you sure this is because the DC? That should be Southeast.
DC will set you up.
Something else. So is this what they are talking about in the United States? So after the DC, we came into to start coming to Maryland, because he lives in Bowie. So on that road to Bowie, the roads were wide, but no street lights. I thought there were supposed to be street lights. We were supposed to see what's going on. You understand? It's only the headlamp that we were using to go to. See what is actually going on. I'm happy that I didn't sell my things in Nigeria. Oh my God. So definitely the next day, I started walking around, getting to know the names of the streets. It was, anyways, it's different from Nigeria. Wonderful, beautiful, organized.
Yeah.
So I started thinking on how do we do this? How do we settle down?
I can imagine, and that's the beauty of this country.
Yes.
It's like you could be in one neighborhood or one county, and everything is like superb. The roads are well tarred. Yes. There's like I said, street lights. Everything just looks perfect.
Yes.
You know that you're definitely not in Nigeria. And then there's some parts of this same America that you go to and like, come on, it's what I mean? It's like a third world country in America. So please, I just want to call that out, that America has both the good sides and the not so good sides. So like you've heard different experiences. Mr. Shadow said when he came, everything looked beautiful, the roads were tarred. And then Mr. Ekada said when he came, he was wondering like, are you sure I'm in America? Thank God for the welcome to America sign. Yeah. So that's really awesome. I'm glad you guys had that experience. So now, your first job.
Oh my God.
Which is what we're going to, right? So because when you come into America, I don't think anybody knows or anybody or sets into your head and your mind that you could possibly be coming to do odd jobs. I feel like majority of the people who migrate from Nigeria here, especially if you grew up in a middle income home at the list, you probably never thought that you were going to come and do odd jobs here because you probably would never do odd jobs in Nigeria, right? So there are a lot of us today, a lot of people today, myself, you guys who are watching, if someone should tell you, oh, you're coming to America, you're going to come and wash the toilet, or you're going to come work at McDonald's, you'd be like, it's not possible, never ever. You know what I mean? Because see, there are fast food places in Nigeria now. There's Domino's and things like that. And you probably wouldn't see you and I going to go and work at Domino's in Nigeria. You never see that, or even sweep the roads. But guess what? There are people like you and I who are doing those jobs here. So it's an eye opener. So when I first got here, my very first job was at I think Subway restaurant. So sandwich artist or sandwich maker. I think called sandwich artist, like glorified title, sandwich artist. That was what they used to call us. And I was at the time I left Nigeria. I had just won a beauty pageant for my school there. So I was living a very glorious life. Miss so school and everything. I was going to different events and sandwich maker, what's that? But when I got here, and my very first salary was $6.25. Wow. I would never forget, $6.25 was my salary. And the very first day on the job, by the time I was going home sharp, I had like 20 bandages on my fingers. Because you have to make the bread, you have to make the sandwich and put the bread at a certain angle. Then you have to hold the knife and cut it and slice it like this.
Yes.
Me, I was just And the Nigerian girl that I am, we're very competitive. So I was looking at all the small girls, most of them were high school students that were coming to work there. And my boss then was an immigrant. I think she was from Iran or something. But it was just, she and I were immigrants, and then other people were like Americans, and they were just very whatever. Like, I just think, dust these people, show you how Nigerian girls hustle. That day, the next day, I couldn't even lift my hand because now my hands because I had like several bandages on my finger. I was just cutting. So each time I cut blood, my boss after a few hours, my boss said, "Go and stay in the back. Go and be washing lettuce." So I had to go in the back, and then start prepping lettuce, opening lettuce for them. Everything that that did not require a knife. That was when my boss put me on for the next 2 weeks or so until I started practicing how to hold the knife properly, how to cut it at an angle, and to not slicing my fingers off. So my fingers. Most of it always ask for money 20 million times. My fingers suffered a great deal when I first got to this country. So, Seun, what was your first job when you first got here?
Yes, actually, where I stopped, when we got to the movie, I said, okay, we are here in the States. So definitely, I don't know anywhere. I don't know the name of the streets and all that. So definitely, I was living with my uncle. And actually, from my mom, I'm the last. I don't have any younger one and all that. So my uncle and the wife, they had 3 kids. They were young kids, let's say 5 years down. So the 2 of them, they are errands, so definitely they go to work in the morning. So they leave the 3 kids for me. So one time I told my uncle, I remember that that the last, I don't know how to take care of these kids. So leave these kids for me. It's even more dangerous than leaving. So as we were moving, I was saying, is this how I'm going to be? Like that decision I made, that I'm going to stay here and sell those things, my properties in Lagos. I said, let me tell them to wait. Let me make
at any point in time,
let me make a decision on actually what they know. But definitely is the one, because it's very important. Where you arrive is very important.
It is.
Yes,
very important.
That will make you know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So they are, so that they were telling me about being a CNA.
That's a certified nursing assistant.
Yes, and there's another one, home health.
CNA
is better than
home health aid.
So I said, okay, let me. It's not something I can do, but let me know if I can do that. So actually, they went by, and I was with the kids at home. So when they come back to school, I take care of them a little bit. So I said, but I can't live like this, for how long, So there was a meeting I had with my uncle one night. I had to tell him, like, when you come to Nigeria, I'm the one I pick you up from the airport. I take you to your hotel. You don't understand how we live in Nigeria and all that, but you can see that this is not what I'm supposed to do. So there should be a way. What am I supposed to do? Actually, there wasn't he didn't give me strong reasons on how to move forward. So I remember I had a laptop. I brought out my laptop. I went to Google. I knew how to use it. So I went to Google, I put in jobs in Maryland. And I clicked search, so it came out. So I had to, because I don't know the streets, and I'm not driving. So definitely any job I'm looking for is supposed to be close to this place, so that I can walk to the
there.
place. So there was a very close one. The name is Kenny Produce. So they do produce like perishables.
Okay.
So I applied. Immediately they called me. Even that was the first time on trying to work over here in the States. If you have your socials and everything, I said yes. They said I should start. So I had to tell him that I'm starting. So he said, how am I going to get there? This is time. He goes, well, I said, oh, no problem. I'll be using taxi. That time Uber and Lyft are not
We're not there.
Maybe it was working in LA or California. Oh, okay. So now I was using taxi. So when there's a car called taxi.
You will call them.
They will come and say, thank you. When they get here, when they come to pick you up, there's a timer on the dashboard, right? Yeah. So the driver takes his time because the more the time is going, the more money. So what I can remember then is on the street light. Do you understand? When it's a red light, the driver will wait. So when it's green for him to go, he will start doing as if he wants to pick up something, taking more time. So my advice then is, whenever you are going out at that time, if your trip is $50, have 150. Have more than what you're going to spend. Because the cab man will determine what you pay. What you pay. So I used the cab to go to the Kenny Produce, the place where I was working. So my co-workers were surprising. How much are they paying you that you're using taxi to come to work? You know. So actually, what was happening in the place is like a freezer.
Oh.
Like the company.
Yes.
Everywhere is cold.
Oh.
So you have to wear like three you have to wear like three layers, everything, so you won't get cold. You cover your head and everything. So maybe it's only your eyes so I can see what you're doing. Yes. So you'll be cutting. There will be carrots, lettuce. I had my green card. I have my social security. But you have to leave the house first.
Yes, exactly. You have to start with something.
So that was what happened to me. So we started the cutting. So on Saturdays is only for onions. So on Saturday,
Onion Saturday.
yes. So that Saturday, so many people will put in a request, doctor's appointment. They can't make it that Saturday. So when I just started, we didn't understand. Maybe Monday through Friday you will see like 20 people. On Saturday you see like 4 people. So where are other people? So why did I leave that to do like bags of onions?
Wow.
You don't want to cut.
Oh my God! So Friday night they are putting in the request. It was something else. With the cold, whether it's winter or summer, you are in the cold.
Wow.
It was something else. I said, I'm going back to
Nigeria.
I had to call my mom and say, thank you so much. America is wonderful, beautiful. I have to go back to Nigeria. Yeah. I made a t-shirt. I had to, because before when I started working, I started getting friends. So they started taking me out, letting me know what to do and so forth. So definitely the friends I got to know there, they were actually enlightened to know more. So that level, what they are. So if you're telling them, how are we going to leave this job? They are trying to tell you this is another company where they are doing the same thing. I'm not leaving this place because I don't like the manager. I'm leaving this place. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Not I'm going to another same.
Do you remember what your first salary was?
No, it was that should be $9.25 an hour.
Are you making money now?
I can actually, there was something you just said, I can actually relate to that taxi situation. There's something that happened that I'll never forget. When I first arrived at JFK in New York, right? The taxi driver, he saw me and the guy knew that this one is a JJC.
Yes.
This one is new,
so
fresh.
Somehow they know. Somehow they always know.
Yeah. And before I left Nigeria, I was given $100. Okay, that when you get there, just have this money with you in case you need to buy something.
Yeah.
And the guy saw me and he asked me, okay, where am I going? I had to catch my next flight at LaGuardia Airport, which happens to be just very close by. JFK, right? And I didn't know anything about the timer. I had no idea. The guy just said, okay, I'm going to LaGuardia. Okay, enter. I entered. I didn't see timer. The guy didn't turn on the timer.
Because I know timers and taxes in Nigeria, so you're not looking for that.
There are no
You're not
timers,
looking for that.
He didn't turn on the timer. It took me from JFK to LaGuardia Airport. When I got down, I asked him how much. He said $100.
Oh.
Oh my God.
What would have costed me? What would have cost me $10 or even less? I had to pay the only $100 that was with me. I gave to that guy. My God, and that was. It was later that I now realized that, I was just telling someone, my uncle, family friend that picked me up, said, okay, how much did you? We're just kind of having a conversation, and the conversation led to that. And I told him that I paid $100. It was like, wow.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America. Literally, welcome to America. Mr. Taylor, what was your first job here?
Oh my goodness. I worked at this famous, I will call it restaurant, called McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
Mickey D's.
World famous.
You have to get the job. That's putting down my experience, and I've done rehearsal. They took me to the place, and the person who was taking me said, make sure you have a landmark. So in case you are coming back by yourself, you can point to this place. I said, sharp boy from Lagos Island now. I know the thing. So I was to be at work at 6 a.m. first day. And this McDonald's is the only McDonald's to the White House. Very close.
Very close to the White House, okay.
I mean, Clinton has been there to buy French fries and stuff like that. So I was living in Northeast DC, and I'm coming to downtown DC. So I took the train. Everything was perfect. And I got to the exit, and I can't remember. Father God knows. Whether it is, it is alphabet. M Street, H Street. So I went through M Street, found myself at DuPont Circle.
Oh my God. I'm
going to H. I'm in Hem. Now, to ask people, when you ask people in Nigeria, please, can you tell me where Oshodi is? When you see one malam there selling pop or doing something, that's your landmark. This one, and they will say, 3 streets. They are using block. What is block? I
know 3 blocks down.
3 blocks down.
I'm wondering.
I was supposed to be at work at 6. Didn't get to work until 9 a.m.
Did you get fired? No. Okay.
I was crying.
You were crying.
And it was cold.
And it was cold in the winter.
So I was asking somebody, and I didn't know that when you ask people in America, especially early in the morning, because the people walking around all bad, they started running away from me, thinking that I was a mad guy.
Oh.
And I didn't have my glove on, and there was no jacket.
There was no jacket.
That was when I value Oshodi.
So how was your first salary?
It was a win. They paid me well. I calculated it to Nigerian currency. It was $6.
Which is what everybody does, right? I feel like once you get your first salary,
You must calculate it.
Exactly. You automatically start the exchange rate, like how much is this in naira? That's how you know. Yes, Okay.
And they gave me a reason. My boss called me and said, TJ, you've been hardworking.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this. So excited.
25 cents.
So how do you know?
That was my raise.
When I saw it, I wanted to cross it.
That was my raise to 25 cents. Yeah.
The way he was saying it as if it was.
I'm telling you.
That's big money.
It was good money. And you know what was funny with mine too was like when my boss said, "Oh, I'm going to give you a raise 25 cents." I was very excited. Actually, she started and said, "You're so hardworking. You should." She's like, "That's why I like, immigrants. When we come to this country, we are hardworking because we have goals. We know where we're coming from, and we're not trying to stay in the same place, So, and I was always very hardworking. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to make you the night shift manager," which I was happy.
I like that too.
Manager. So she was like, I'm going to increase your salary and everything. I was fast. And then I used to write letters home to my friends and everything. Like in my mind, as she was speaking, I already drafted the first paragraph. Like, guys, I'm now a manager. And I was like, what's my raise? So you're gonna go from $6.25 to $6.50. And the emphasis on the 50 cents. Like, shit, I'm supposed to be jumping. I was like, when I said, at first I was like, wait, what? And it was the funniest thing ever. My shifts changed, I think maybe from 3 or 4 p.m. to we closed, and part of my job as a manager was I had to mop the floor of the whole place, before I went to bed, left for the day. And so, it wasn't an easy journey, but one thing I'm very thankful for is I know that we all have stories, but we've come a long way.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
thankfully, you know, thanks to God, we're no longer where we used to be.
Exactly.
Those are stories for, you know, for another day or times like this. So I want to say thank you guys, you know, for coming on the show and sharing, you know, your stories with me. That was very, very awesome. And thank you guys for watching. Episode 2 is coming very soon. Thank you guys.